They wanted everyone to set up yesterday, but my plane didn't land till late yesterday. So I get here today. They say they want you to be done setting up by 9 a.m. because they open doors to attendees at 10 a.m. But you have to go through, even exhibitors and artists have to go through security check with the attendees. So we had to wait in line. So you go in line and you go get your badge. But every time you exit the building and come back in, you have to go through security check again. So I went through security check to get my badge, had to go back out to grab my stuff, had to go through security check again, right? So security check opened at 8. How are we supposed to come in past 8, 8:30 and be done setting up by 9? It's well past 9 now. Nobody's talked to me and given me an issue, but that's what they wanted. I think they really were just trying to promote people to be done setting up yesterday. Anyway, so I get here, my booth was empty, like straight up empty, and I was like, where the fuck is my table? So I go walk around downstairs to the exhibitor services, and apparently my table is $1,400. It doesn't come with a package that comes with a table or chairs or anything. So I rent this 8-foot table, it was $80, 6-foot table, $60, 4-foot table is $40. I went with the 8-foot because whatever. So yeah, $1,400 on top with $80. So I have 10 by 10 space and the tables. Chairs was 70. To have one chair for the weekend was $70. I don't know how much it was to rent a trash can. I'm not going to rent one because there's one right there because I am up against the wall here, which might hurt traffic. But it's been a hell of a morning. But that is this trap that a lot of artists fall into when they do this full time. They're just traveling, and a couple of years pass and they don't really improve their artwork, and they're not as productive just because, I mean, you're so busy doing this and you're just not drawing. And I think that's one of my fears. I don't want to get into a cycle where I'm just always doing cons and I'm never actually creating artwork. You know, I like to pump out art all the time, and if I can't do it all the time, I start feeling depressed. There's this episode of Futurama where Bender, like he hasn't bended for a long time, and then he starts waking up in the middle of the night and bending random things around the house because he has like this buildup. And that's how I feel right now. It's just like I have this buildup of wanting to draw and I just haven't been able to. So anyway, gonna put on my fake smile, fake face, and hopefully we can dig ourselves out of this hole and just go home even. I talked to another vendor who's been here before, and he said that this table here in the back is like a death sentence. This has definitely been a much more underwhelming show than I was expecting. Might also have to do with the fact that I have probably literally the worst exhibitor spot possible, because the entrance is in the front to the left. I am as far right and close to the back as possible, plus we have this pillar here. So I've just kind of I've been walking away from my table and just looking at traffic patterns. And it seems like people are kind of walking around this area. They're coming down this walkway right here, and they're moving with purpose. You know, they want to get somewhere because there's some events going on down there. The artist alley is actually right there to me, diagonal across the lane. It's a really big lane though, so anyone who wants to be in the artist alley is going to be a little too far to see me. So I'm not going to use it as an excuse. Because you should be able to, well, I don't want to say you should be able to, but I don't want to use it as an excuse, but I feel like if I had a better spot, like even just like one lane in, things would be very different, because my neighbors here, just one lane over, right behind me, over here, are doing really well because the traffic is really good. I went down over here, down that way, traffic is packed. So foot traffic wise, just from today, you could really tell that there is a lot of people. Even for a Friday, it's very busy. I think I just got a really bad spot. No, excuse me. Not think, I know I got a really bad spot. I ain't gonna trip because I say before, somebody has to be in the back. And it just so happened to be me this time. So as of right now, I just want to make my money back and get the fuck home because I am checked out. Like, I'm feeling so unproductive right now. I'm so mentally checked out right now. Yeah. So here's an example of how slow it is back here. I'm able to set my camera about 50 feet away from me out into the middle of the big ass aisle and no one is gonna bump it. So I'm just gonna start doing a slow clean, a slow pack and get the fuck out of here today. Tomorrow is a brand new day. For example, when I did Anime New York, I cleared that show about 5K, right? My first day there, I only made like $400, so you never really know what these days.
Attention, it is 7 p.m., which means the C2E2 show floor is now closed. On your way out, make sure to stop by the C2E2 show store for exclusive C2E2 merchandise, including exclusives from Rick and Morty, Archie, Marvel, Game of Thrones, and Star Trek.
This is actually my first time, I've had this print for a few months now, but this is my first time selling it in this size. So you're actually the first person to buy it in this size.
You know what? I wasn't sure, but I was actually kind of hoping. That's why I was clashed, because I'm like, oh man, like, you know, because like the fact, it's not just that it's cool, but it's like that you actually took the time to put every single Pokemon. I mean, that's just like, come on.
So we're closing up. They shut off all the lights and sending people out. Like you saw, I just sold a king-sized Pokemon print, which is really good. I'm selling those for $100. So last-minute sale, that's always good to have. I kind of feel like I don't need to clean up here because everyone, I mean, they have this place wrapped up pretty tight. Oh, it was slow right here. Yeah, it was just this particular spot. The traffic was just like fucking. I think I did like 6 or 650 today. Yeah, I know. I'm just like, oh, Jesus. It was fascinating to watch because I was looking around my neighbors and like there was a heavy traffic here, heavy traffic there, but you know once they get I was just and I know because I was standing right there and I was just watching it because that's how slow it was in my corner. There's so many people around us. So I'm just like, I just need to make my money and then go home. It's pretty much, this is like gonna be a survival con for me, which is pretty bad. This show is supposed to be, I mean, the traffic is there, right? It was there for you, right?
I was surprised.
Alright guys, day 2 is about to start. Where's my bike? Okay. So day 2 is about to start. I'm going to go through the security checkpoint right now. Exhibitors are... see, today they have a different line for exhibitors and attendees. Yesterday, everyone went through the same security check. It was bullshit. So let me show you just how effective this security check is, because yesterday I came in with I have my big golf club case and they didn't know I was an exhibitor because I didn't have my badge yet. So I walk in and all they did was look at me. They're like, you got any guns in here? And I'm like, no. I could have easily had guns in there. Pretty hectic for you guys?
No, pretty
Not
smooth
yet,
so
right?
far,
Not
yeah.
yet.
So far, so good. Not too much.
We had a problem. We don't want to have a problem till the penguin comes in with his umbrella.
Thank you. Yeah, let's go this way. So there are a lot of artists here that I follow, like Megan Laura's here, Chrissa Bug's here, a lot of people that I really like. Went by their tables and nobody's here yet because it's really early. Take 10. So it's Saturday morning, and so this is supposed to be like the busiest day, but you can already see how empty it is just in this little corner here. People have been in here for a full hour already. I wanted to wait an hour before I gave you an example of how slow it is in my little corner here. Don't get it wrong. There are a ton of people here. There are so many people here. It's good traffic. My friends who are in the artist alley are doing really well. I don't want to say killing it because it was only Friday, but they've told me they've crossed, some of them have crossed like the 1,500 to 2K mark, which is really good for a Friday. And I have some people around me who are also doing really well, but it's just this particular corner right here. It's just, at least from my experience, when you have, like if you have tables across from each other and the walkway is a little narrower, it kind of makes traffic flow faster. It's kind of like it's kind of like current, like electricity. When you have a gauge that's smaller, the resistance is a little higher, so I feel like you get more out of it. When you have a big aisle, it's like they're just kind of moseying around, and I have this big open space in front of me, and I feel like it's just making traffic dissipate. I don't know how to explain it like better than that. That's like a really shit explanation. That to me is like the best way to explain it. Every show has a back table, and somebody has to be in that table, and it just happens to be me today because this is literally the worst exhibitor table, because this is literally the worst exhibitor spot you could have. But every show has a back. Somebody has to be there. Just be me. It's not always going to be you. It's not always going to be me. But somebody has to do it. So we can't complain about it. Overall, I would come back to this show, even though I'm kind of losing money right now. I would still come back to this show, but Artist Alley, because this table is $1,400. Those artist tables there are $400, and they have a designated area. It's like it has a little curtain around it, so people know they're going into the Artist Alley. They have these big signs above it, right? And there's a lot of corner spaces, like the corner spots in the Artist Alley are open, so there's a lot of places to go in and out and zigzag through it. And their tables look very distinct, not only because they have the curtain around it and the big Artist Alley banner above it. They have these tall poles that have letters on them, and the Artist Alley is like, like A1, A2, A3, and then it all goes all the way down to like TUV, right? So it has all these distinctive markings that will pull your attention over there once you get over there. So I think Artist Alley is a definite go-to with this show. But as of right now, I'm mentally checked out, so fuck it.